Hey everyone, RJ here with CV Tech, and today's video is going to be a speed test comparison between the new Mobile G3 and the ZTE Blade V8 Pro. This will be a very interesting test in my opinion, seeing as how we know the speed and how fast the V8 Pro is. Let's go ahead here with a boot up test in 3, 2, 1, now. So everything on these phones here are updated. Everything has been done, just ready for the tests and all that kind of good stuff. So we're going to see which one here powers on first. And get in with this test. I'm rooting, for like a very close comparison. But only this test here will tell. So let's go ahead and just see which one comes on first. Got the animations there and everything. Both these here are, of course, unlocked devices. So just waiting and seeing. So the ZTE powers on first. And we're still waiting for the new Mobile G3. And it powers on and we're ready to go. Let's go ahead and get these phones unlocked to get started. So let's go ahead, now they're already on, and go over here and we will look at CPU-Z for both phones. Let's go in here and find them. Wherever they may be, CPU-Z. So over here we are running the 2.39 gigahertz MediaTek MT6757 Helio P25 octa-core processor with a Mali T880 GPU. Got a 5.7-inch display at 1440 by 720, 320 pixels per inch with 4 gigabytes of RAM and 64 gigabytes of ROM. Over on the ZTE, we have the 2.02 gigahertz octa-core Snapdragon 625 with a Adreno 506 GPU. Over here, got a 5.5-inch display at 1920 by 1080, 403 pixels per inch with 3 gigabytes of RAM and 32 gigabytes of ROM. Let's go back home here. Let's go ahead and go into Geekbench 4. Now, of course, this is running 7.1.1 Nougat. Over here is still 6.0.1 Marshmallow. I've had people before say, well, they're running different, systems, or one's Nougat, one's Marshmallow. I can't help that. That's what the phones run. So I test them as I see them. So let's go ahead and go into the history here and look at both of these. So as you see here on the new mobile, it's 836 single core score, 3309 multi-core score, and the ZTE got 853 single core score and 2947 multi-core score. So I'm really kind of surprised that it scored that low, but hey, it is what it is. Let's go ahead and go into to benchmark here and see what both of these phones ran. So 75,195 here, so a little bit higher on the V8 Pro, and 72,038 here on the new Mobile G3. Let's go ahead and go home here. We will clear out everything here, and we will get this test started in 3, 2, 1, now. So that was the V8 Pro. Let's go ahead and go into YouTube. So that was the V8 Pro. Calculator, that was about even. Go into calendar, that was the V8 Pro. Let's go into the clock, V8 Pro. Google Plus, the V8 Pro took it once again. It seems to be a little bit slower here on the new G3 for some reason or another. Let's go into the camera. And I want to say that was the V8 Pro there as well. Amazon shopping. So the V8 Pro took it there again. Instagram. So that was the V8 Pro. Play Store. V8 Pro. Settings. V8 Pro. Snapchat. That was the new Mobile G3. Let's go into Twitter. And the V8 Pro took it there just by a little bit. Let's go into Periscope. V8 Pro. Temple Run 2. Actually, I got Netflix on here, and I'll have it on here, so I'm going to skip that and just go right into Temple Run 2. And so right now, it looks like it's almost going to be all but like one app. It's going to be a clean sweep here for the Blade V8 Pro. That 625 processor is no joke, as y'all know. But honestly, it's not very It's not much slower on the new Mobile G3. I mean, just by like a couple of seconds, on the gaming, and it's just it's not that big of a deal. It's not that big of a problem. Let's go back home here. Go into Subway Surfer, and you got a full 1080p display here with a 720p display here, and honestly, both of these screens are awesome. They look very, very good, very crisp, very clear. And it looks like the V8 Pro, of course, took it there. And lagging behind is the new Mobile G3. And we'll go ahead and go into Dead Trigger here and see which one takes the win. Now, I will not play a simple game here because we both know these phones here are going to run just perfectly on these games. So it looks like the Blade V8 Pro did take it there on all the gaming. And it seems to have, there we go, it finally popped up there on the new Mobile G3. So let's go ahead and go back home here. We're going to run through these apps again to see how RAM management is. Don't matter really which one starts up first or nothing like that. It's just seeing which one holds the apps open. So we've got 3 gigabytes of RAM here with 4 gigabytes of RAM over here. So that should help out a little bit. So let's see what happens with Dead Trigger. Both of them were ready to play. A little bit slow going home there. Let's go into Subway Surfer. So there you go. Temple Run 2. Ready to play on both. Let's find out where I'm at. Periscope. Ready to go. Twitter. So we're opening them here. Seem to be, quite even right now. Let's go into Snapchat. Settings. Play Store. So a few apps are opening faster here on the new G3 here while reopening these apps. Instagram. Amazon Shopping. We'll skip the camera, going to Google Plus. Clock. So both of them are holding on very well here, as you can see on RAM management. Reopening these apps here, they're very, very, very close together. And had to reload here on the new G3, still open there on the Blade. Let's go ahead and open the Bible up here. Already open, had to reload there. So, very close in the reopen and test here. So, honestly, like I say, both of these phones here are solid devices. I mean, you get this phone right here, right now, for around $129 to $150, depending on where you buy it from. This phone here will run you about $200. And honestly, I can recommend both of these phones. Both of them are stellar devices. Both of them run very well. You got the MediaTek here versus Snapdragon. And honestly, both of them work really well. So that's just my little speed test comparison there between the new Mobile G3 and the ZTE Blade V8 Pro. If this was helpful and informative in any way, hit that like button. Any questions you may have, leave it below. And subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I'd really appreciate it. Hit that bell as well for notifications for new post updates and live streams. That'd be awesome. Y'all have a good one, and thanks for watching.